6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Zahra Sikandar. First, the headlines. Prime Minister has directed for a comprehensive government-level plan to make electric vehicles accessible to general public. Prime Minister directs to identify viable investment opportunities and development initiatives for sustainable economic growth. Pakistan and Libya have agreed to undertake defense industrial collaboration to address security challenges. Kashmiris on both sides of the line of control and across the world will observe the Kashmiris' accession to Pakistan Day tomorrow. 30 more Palestinians have been martyred in Israeli forces' attacks on Gaza. And Pakistan has qualified for final of Asian Under-16 Volleyball Championship by defeating India in semi-final in Thailand today. Now the news in detail. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has directed the concerned authorities to chalk out a plan for making electric vehicles accessible to the general public. He chaired a meeting in Islamabad today focused on promoting the use of electric vehicles across the country. The Prime Minister said encouraging electric vehicles will help save billions of dollars in valuable foreign exchange spent on fuel, support environmental protection, and boost local industry. He announced that the federal government will provide electric bikes to top-performing students from all educational boards across the country, including the federal board. To support employment, Shehbaz Sharif said that the government will prioritize the provision of electric rickshaws and loaders to unemployed individuals. He also instructed authorities concerned to take steps towards establishing a complete ecosystem for the manufacturing and maintenance of electric vehicles within the country. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif also called for a public awareness campaign to inform citizens about the government support scheme for acquiring electric vehicles. He directed and stressed that electric vehicles, rickshaws and loaders provided under the proposed scheme must meet high standards of quality and safety. The meeting was briefed on the current state of the electric vehicles industry in Pakistan and government initiatives to improve public access to electric vehicles. More than 100,000 electric bikes and over 3,000 rickshaws and loaders will be made available to the public under affordable and accessible terms with government support. It was told that for the provision of electric vehicles, a 25% special quota has been allocated for women. The Prime Minister directed that Balochistan's quota be increased to 10%, while quotas for the other provinces have been set according to the population ratios. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has emphasized the need for aligning the country's civil service with modern technology and the standards of public service practiced internationally. During a meeting on the civil services reforms in Islamabad today, he said revamping the civil service through a comprehensive and effective strategy is the government's top priority. The Prime Minister said civil service plays a key role in the effective implementation of government policies and in the performance of various ministries and departments. He directed to ensure the inclusion of input from the government offices and public representatives in the administrative and institutional reforms of the civil service. Deputy Prime Minister Sakdar has directed to identify viable investment opportunities and development initiatives to foster shared prosperity and support sustainable economic growth. He was chairing a meeting of the committee tasked with developing a comprehensive investment portfolio to attract investments from friendly countries in Islamabad today. The committee conducted a review of the existing foreign investment landscape and proposed a list of early harvest projects. The meeting also held discussions on identifying strategic areas for collaboration, particularly in the energy, infrastructure, and privatization sectors. Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Senator Mohammad Sakdar held a telephonic conversation with the Minister of State of the United Arab Emirates, Ahmed Ali Al Saiga, today. They discussed ways to further strengthen Pakistan-United Arab Emirates ties and enhance bilateral economic cooperation. Minister for Information and Broadcasting Atal Athar says PIA flights to Europe and the United Kingdom have been restored due to efforts of the government. Talking to media outside Islamabad High Court today, he said the previous government inflicted billions of rupees of loss to Pakistan International Airlines by making irresponsible statements. Regarding the case of Shalimar Recording and Broadcasting Company, Information Minister said he has given his viewpoint in the court on the issue and requested the Islamabad High Court to restore Shalimar Recording and Broadcasting Company, as over 300 employees are serving in it. Field Marshal, Pakistan and Libya have agreed to undertake defense industrial collaboration and exchange of technical expertise to address contemporary security challenges. The understanding to this fact reached as Commander-in-Chief of Libyan Armed Forces, Lieutenant General Saddam Khalifa Haftar, called on Field Marshal Saeed Asim Munir, Chief of Army Staff, at General Headquarters in Rawalpindi today. The meeting encompassed discussion on matters of mutual interest, evolving regional dynamics, security challenges, and matters pertaining to defense cooperation. Earlier upon his arrival at General Headquarters, Lieutenant General Saddam Khalifa Haftar laid a floral wreath at the Yadgar-e-Shohada to pay homage to the martyrs of Pakistan Army. He was offered a warm welcome followed by a guard of honor by a smartly turned out contingent of the Pakistan Army. This is Radio Pakistan. Kashmiris on both sides of line of control and across the world will observe the Kashmir's accession to Pakistan Day tomorrow. The day is marked with a renewed pledge to continue the struggle for achievement of their right to self-determination and to translate the idea of accession of entire Jammu and Kashmir state to Pakistan. Elaborate programs have been chalked out to observe the day throughout Azad Jammu and Kashmir, Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, and in other parts of the world where Kashmiris are living. In Muzaffarabad, a special ceremony will be held at Khurshid National Library. Ministers, leader of all parties conference, leader of political parties, and people belonging to all walks of life will attend the ceremony. At least 30 more Palestinians have been martyred in Israeli forces' attacks on Gaza. According to Palestinian Health Ministry, Israeli forces have martyred over 58,600 Palestinians since October 2023. Pakistan has strongly condemned Israel's continued military aggression against Syria, describing it as not only irresponsible but also dangerous and deliberately destabilizing. Delivering a national statement during the United Nations Security Council briefing on the situation in Syria, Pakistan's permanent representative to the United Nations, Ambassador Asim Iftikhar Ahmed, called for the immediate cessation of all violations of Syria's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Turkey has strongly condemned Israel's continued military attacks in Syria and called for international support for Syria's path towards peace and national reconciliation. Turkey's United Nations envoy Ahmet Yildiz, during a United Nations Security Council meeting in New York, said Syria's leadership has demonstrated its commitment to an inclusive political transition and national reconciliation under Syrian ownership. He said Israel's ongoing aggression directly undermines Syria's rebuilding efforts on the basis of social cohesion. Nelson Mandela International Day is being observed today to celebrate the life and legacy of the first black president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela. In his message, United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres said Nelson Mandela's extraordinary life showed how one person can transform oppression, struggle, and subjugation into reconciliation, social justice, and unity. Pakistan has reached final of the Asian Under-16 Volleyball Championship, defeating India in semi-final by 3-0 in Thailand today. And finally, the weather. Partly cloudy and humid weather is expected over most parts of the country during the next 12 hours. However, rain, wind, and thunder shower is expected at isolated places in Sindh, northeast and south Punjab, northeast and south Balochistan, Kashmir, Gilgit-Baltistan, and Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. To end the news, here again are a few of the headlines. Prime Minister has directed for a comprehensive government-level plan to make electric vehicles accessible to the general public. Deputy Prime Minister directs to identify viable investment opportunities and development initiatives for sustainable economic growth. Pakistan and Libya have agreed to undertake defense industrial collaboration to address security challenges. Kashmiris on both sides of the line of control and across the world will observe the Kashmir's accession to Pakistan Day tomorrow. 30 more Palestinians have been martyred in Israeli forces' attacks on Gaza. And Pakistan has qualified for the final of Asian Under-16 Volleyball Championship by defeating India in semi-final in Thailand today. With this, we come to the end of the news for the moment. For more news and analysis, visit our website radio.gov.pk and also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.